much for being back. And if you just joined us, you're still on to Enterprise in the Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television. Let's get to our conversation for today. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has mocked the opposition, People's Democratic Party and the Labour Party, saying it was a pleasure to see them in disarray. Speaking during a joint session of the National Assembly on Democracy Day, Tinubu welcomed defectors from the opposition into the All Progressive Congress APC. Jabbing at the instability within rival parties, "You are welcome to the progressive fold," Tinubu said, adding sarcastically that he would not help the opposition fix their problem. Instead, he suggested that troubled parties should reflect on their internal issues rather than panicking over defections. His remarks come amid growing internal strife on both the PDP and the Labour Party, with several members reportedly considering a shift to the APC. The president's comment drew applause from APC lawmakers, while opposition members appeared unsettled. Though Tinubu has previously spoken about the value of a strong opposition in a democracy, his latest remarks show little concern for their struggles with party unity. Let's get talking. I still have Emeka Madunago. Thank you so very much, Emeka, for hanging on.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so of course, it looks very interesting to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his team for the condescending words to the opposition. But the truth remains, Emeka, you would agree with me that nothing lasts forever. There was a time in Nigeria when the PDP was in this position. They never knew, of course, that things would turn around. Why do you think President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has this gusto of making fun of a failing party?
Well, thank you very much. It's very sad on Democracy Day that the things Tinubu had to say. It only shows that he's just a civilian ruler. He's not a Democrat. But no Democrat will be happy that other political parties are in a crisis. No. No. Look at the UK. I'll give you an example. Look at the Reform Party. How they removed the Conservatives, from many seats in council elections. That is how to prove your mettle. Because, of course, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in 2022 election, Mr. Peter Obi, has said that is the government that is behind the crisis. And it's true. The Minister of State, the Minister of FCT, Nyesom Wike, is the agent provocateur for the crisis in the People's Democratic Party. He has refused to leave the party, even though Tinubu has said he's welcome to APC. But he has refused to leave the party because his mission is to destroy PDP. Now tell me what he intends to get. It was PDP that made him a governor. It was through PDP he became a Minister of State. It was through PDP that he became Minister of FCT. And you want to destroy the ladder through which you climb. You see, nobody, if you sell your brother, your buyer, even your buyer will not trust you. And that is it. There are no prizes, no plaudits for betrayal. What Wike is doing is just a pity. Well, one thing he doesn't know is that, kingdoms rise, kingdoms fall. Tinubu will only be there for a period. But how will it be said of him? What legacy does he think he's going to leave for the future? He's in the Labour Party. Julius Abure knows his time has passed. But he's just there hanging in. One other fellow, one impostor, came out and said he was the national chairman. But eventually he crossed over to the APC. When he couldn't, you see, because politics takes a lot of money. So maybe the show he was putting up in Labour Party, he wasn't getting any funding. So he just decided, let me just go and join them. Then there's the other fellow, who has been parading himself as the acting chairman. But clearly, the Supreme Court said the parties have the power to decide on their leadership. And now, the Labour Party, by concurrence of opinion, had actually declared Abure's tenure over. But Abure went and organized a national convention in Nnewi, Anambra State, and claimed that by that convention he returned to power. No. According to the electoral law, there must be a process. You have to start with ward congresses, local government congresses, state congresses, and then a national convention where you choose the national leadership. Abure should tell us how he has been able to achieve that. And so that is what you see. Up till now, INEC, when did the Supreme Court deliver a judgment? INEC says it's still studying the judgment. And now there's an election coming up in Anambra State. The Labour Party submitted candidates. Abure submitted the name of candidate. PDP, through Anyanwu, who is claiming is the national secretary, he submitted the name of candidate. But people are already warning that, look, by the time this election is done and positions as usual, they go to the Supreme Court, they go to the tribunal and others, that at the end of, between now and the election in November, what if there is a change of situation? INEC comes out to say it doesn't recognize Anyanwu. That actually the Southeast that was zoned national chairmanship, they had already come out to say they support Ude Okoye. So that Anyanwu, we don't support, we don't know you. And then the governorship candidates of PDP in Anambra State, what will happen is the one for what will happen. So
if the court does not approve for the secretary, it means that whoever
not just the court. I mean, if INEC says that the secretary they know,
so it means
Ude Okoye.
So it means that the candidate of the party is gone.
It's gone. That is it. You gambled with your rights. Because you saw Wike with 3 governors the other day saying that this should be done, that the party's presidential ticket should be given to the South, so that it can be traded to Tinubu. That is it now.
So, but don't you think these are some of the reasons why, for example, Pastor Omoyeno had stated that the reason he is decamping to the APC was because he's not sure who the secretary of the PDP is, so he wouldn't want to play with his political future.
Omoyeno is just playing. He's just playing a movie.
A movie?
That is it.
What movie exactly?
His godfather, Udom Emmanuel, is in EFCC trouble.
But Udom Emmanuel is not even stating anything.
Yeah, because he doesn't care. He can't bring himself to be under Akpabio, even though Akpabio is his godfather. But they've fallen out. He can't bring himself to stay under Akpabio. That's why you saw in Memo Bong, he was the commissioner for special duties and Akwa Ibom DC. That's why he resigned. I said, how can we, having fallen out with Akpabio on principle, now go back to Akpabio? That things are not done like that. But Omoyeno is just being desperate.
So, but do you think there could be a falling out of Omoyeno and Udom Emmanuel, who has brought him? Just like Udom Emmanuel is having an issue with Akpabio.
They've already fallen out. Really? Udom Emmanuel has said he's not joining him to the APC.
To the
to APC. He will not join.
Emmanuel is not joining.
Yes, he will not join him. Of course, you know that in Delta, Ifeanyi Okowa, the former governor, has a case, 1.3 trillion with EFCC. Oborewori was the speaker who granted approvals for certain loans that were taken by the state. So both of them are in the same boat. So they have to negotiate. You know how they have to negotiate their exit plan. Well, it's not the same thing with Udom Emmanuel. Udom Emmanuel has his own case. So of course I told Omoyeno, no, pursue your own negotiation. I have no business with what you're doing.
So if Pastor Omoyeno, of course he is not in any way affected by the decision of Udom Emmanuel, then why would he reluctantly go to the APC when he knows he has nothing to be worried about? He did say just yesterday, adamant, he said that he is pursuing elephants, that no dog can distract him.
That is what they're telling him. Keep talking, keep talking. Did you see how he was insulting, how he was trading words with Kenneth Okonkwo? You know, I mean, calling him.
Who called him that he's a political transgender?
And then he now said some other nonsense about Kenneth Okonkwo. That tells you a man who is desperate. He's ready to throw stones even in the dark. And nothing. If he just sees, oh, it looks like a shadow or something, he's ready to fire stones at that shadow. He's a man who is afraid of his own shadow. Because all the talking he has been doing, it's not necessary. If you are confident, fully confident of your move, you shouldn't be talking now. But he keeps talking because, you know, didn't you see the photograph of where he was kneeling, where he knelt down before Udom Emmanuel?
Well, he virtually kneels down to everybody.
Every single person. So what do you expect such a man is ready to do just to, so that, they will allow him to concentrate, on the governorship. What is he even doing?
Exactly.
What remarkable things has he done?
For the past 2 years, we can't account to things.
What remarkable things has
he has renovated the public primary schools, which, like we did say in our newspapers, that's meant for local government.
That's the local government.
But he keeps renovating primary schools and saying that's an achievement for him. It's so very unfortunate that he might go down in the history of Akwa Ibom as the weakest,
the worst governor
already.
Of Akwa Ibom, the worst governor of Akwa Ibom State. What is the Human Development Index of Akwa Ibom State? Go and check. What remarkable thing has he done? You are talking about a deep sea port when the living standards of the people are poor. When you've not empowered the people. You've not done anything to make money circulate in Akwa Ibom. That is your primary responsibility.
Very true.
I'm not saying you should. Look, even if you put money in the hands of people, there's nothing wrong with it. Because that's why they are people of the state. They are citizens of the state. If you do it maybe through the accounts, if you do it through programs and policies that make sure that the standard of living is higher, that the purchasing power, you see, that is the key thing. The removal of subsidy and freedom of naira severely depleted the purchasing power. Now the problem of many governors is that they don't know how can we raise the purchasing power of the people. They're at sea. All these things are not difficult. Akwa Ibom had how many industries that generated employment? Why are they dead? Champion Breweries, why is he dead? Why can't he resuscitate Champion Breweries? At least, and then get a foreign investor or partner to work with the state government and get people employed. Thousands of people that he could get employed. Thousands of Akwa Ibom indigenes that he could get employed. What about the other state enterprises that are dead? What has happened? What has happened to them? So you see, these governors, they're just there, just move about in convoys with so much noise. There is nothing. He was talking of coming to build towers.
Towers in Lagos. That would benefit the people of Lagos and employ Lagosians.
These people are an embarrassment. They're a disgrace. They can't come up with ideas. And the ideas are there. It's not rocket science. The ideas are there. How to empower the people is not difficult. Jakonde showed an example. Alhaji Lateef Jakonde, Baba Kekere showed an example. He's telling an example in Lagos. What did he do? He opened up new areas where people could go and live and, take advantage of the opportunities. He opened up Ikorodu Road. He opened up Lekki Ekpe Expressway. He built houses.
Low-cost houses.
He just made sure that economic activities were taking place. And do you know what? In building those low-cost houses, Lagosians were employed. In building those roads, people were employed. In doing all the things he did, people were employed. And do you know what? According to the former managing director of Guardian, Mr. Lade Bonola, he wrote a long article, and nobody has, nobody has contradicted him. That Jakonde took Lagos State money and invested in different companies that were operating in Lagos so that they will employ Lagosians. Tell me what is more than that. All you need to do is set up an investment company. I say, okay, fine, Akwa Ibom investment. Okay, we are going to look for people, who run these businesses, that are moribund, who will revive them. And then those already operating, in Akwa Ibom, here and there. And get through the investment, through the special purpose vehicle, the investment company. You will now invest. You can invest 20, you can get 20% and all of that here and there. And then you can also take the shares of like Champion Breweries, take it to the stock market, take it to the capital market. People from your state will buy shares. People from different states will buy shares. Even from abroad. If you do your listing well, Dangote now is going to the capital market for commercial paper. He wants to raise 100 billion naira. And the commercial paper is in three tranches. These are the things people are looking for. They're looking for opportunities. Oh, Dangote, wow, I'm going to put money there. 100 billion. Commercial paper. Very lucrative. If you put down commercial paper for business, people will invest. But people are not going to invest in just one scheme. They want to raise money to clear the gutters in Akwa Ibom State. Who is going to do that?
So does that mean that what we have currently in Nigeria are pockets of lazy, very lazy governors?
Power grabbers? Lazy power grabbers. Look at the governor of Delta State. There's this security in Delta State and is pretending about it. An activist, Harrison Gomishu, has been going around doing a one-man battle against kidnappers, which led to the killing of some suspected kidnappers by the police in Abraka some time ago. But yeah, those kidnappers still went to some other places and kidnapped people, killed people. And I understand that people in the employ of the state government were warned not to say anything about this security or else they will be sacked.
Really?
You don't want to do anything about it.
So could that be as a result of their gravitation towards the APC? These
people are lazy. These people are lazy. Let me tell you something. Ogbonnayonu, the late Dr. Ogbonnayonu was in APP, All People's Party, from inception in 1998. He remained till when he became AMPP, I think 2002. He remained until the party now merged with part of APGA, with the ACN, and became APC. He was a principled politician. It's such people we need, not people who are desperate for power, who are desperate for office. Ogbonnayonu, with everything, all these principled policies, he was made Minister of Science and Technology. After how many years? So somebody was governor of Abia State. But he remained principled. That is what we're talking about. Principled people as principled politicians. That's what we're talking about. So when Tinubu is saying crisis in the Labour Party, look, there is no political association anywhere in the world, no political party anywhere in the world that doesn't have crisis. One way or the other. There's none.
Because even the Democrats right now in America, they are very so divided.
Even the Republicans, all of them behind President Donald Trump. All of them behind. Who are those in the Reform Party in the UK? Or are they not members of other parties? It will always happen. I learned that late President Omar Musa Yar'Adua, that he had to tell, he told INEC, he said, look, something must be done about other parties. So let's not allow the prospect of crisis in other parties, because it will not do our democracy good. But here you are gloating because you are not a Democrat. You're a pretender. You are not a Democrat. And that is the sad thing. That is why they are alienated from the people. That was why Buhari for 8 good years wasted so much money, ran Nigeria into affordable recessions, 2 recessions back to back. Look at COVID-19. COVID-19 paid oil producing countries in the world. Did it pay Nigeria? No way. Buhari wasted so much money, wasted so much time, wasted so many opportunities. Because he had no idea about how to govern. So it was hold up